Hey everybody, welcome back to DadBodsGolf and welcome back to the back nine here at Sewailo Golf Club down in Tucson. The front nine, Liz did pretty well for me. I think we shot a 7 over. This back nine, we're going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to play my own ball and I'm going to have my sister put the ball at the very far end of the green and see if she can beat me with her putting score compared to what I actually shoot. So please sit back, watch some golf. It's not going to be great golf, to be honest with you, but it's going to be fun. Still sad that we weren't able to get audio on this. My sister and I had some great conversation, and it's pretty funny to be golfing with somebody who's 9 months pregnant. So follow, comment, like, subscribe, and hopefully our next video, there's some audio, but enjoy this putting contest against my sister. Hole 10 is a par 5 dogleg right over some water, and the water kind of cuts back on your second shot. The wind is 30 miles into our face on this hole. I actually ended up hitting a pretty good drive down the left side of the fairway. Had a 3-wood. I think I was close to 260, 270 out directly into the wind, 30, 40 mile an hour. I actually ended up duck hooking my 3-wood into the water on the left and had to take a drop. It was probably about 105 out and hit a 52 degree to the green. The wind was once again just howling into our face. Liz probably had about an 80-foot uphill, downhill putt and left her first one pretty short. She had a putt back down the hill and left herself in some bad places, but ended up 4-putting. And I was going for par after my water shot from the 3-wood coming into the green. Had about a 6-footer for a par save. Ended up lipping it out on the low side. So my sister actually ended up going up 1 after the first hole. Hole 11 is a long par 4, 456 yards with water on the right. Wind was at our backs and I hit a great shot down the right side. After that, I saw a roadrunner that I was trying to catch. I pretended to be the coyote, but that thing ran extremely quick. Had about 110 into this hole, went right over the flagstick, a little long, but will be left with a very difficult chip. We had a pretty good conversation in this card about how impressed we were with Liz's putting. I made a joke that I did not think it was going to go like this, and she actually said the same thing. She said that there was no way she thought she'd be putting this good. So this is foreshadowing of what's to come. I'm going to have to really play some good golf to beat her on these greens. This whole round was a comedy of errors with the camera that we were using. We actually ended up not filming on the green because it was a little distorted, so we had to fix it. But I ended up 2-putting for a par, and my sister ended up 3-putting. So once again, she's 2 up on me through 2. Hole 12 is a 404-yard par 4 that I was trying to cut the corner as the doglegs left, and I flare it out to the right and leave myself a shot in the sand or rocks, depending on how you look at it. Once again, we were still trying to figure out the camera, so the shot from the rocks was not on film, but I ended up hitting a pretty good shot. It was directly into the wind. I left myself about 100 yards in up the hill into 30, 40 mile an hour wind and did what a lot of people probably do, and that's leave it very short. So I had about a 60-foot putt for par. A little disclaimer here, my sister was putting the whole front nine for me, so I hadn't really figured out these greens, which is no excuse because everybody knows that follows this channel I'm not a great putter. So I let my sister drop right by my putt, which is at the very front of the green. Like I said, it was about a 60 or 70 foot putt. It was uphill, then downhill directly into the wind, like I said before. So left my first putt about 20 feet short, and Liz did the same exact thing. She actually ended up right next to me on the second putt. She ended up hitting a really good second putt to about 4 or 5 feet. I flew mine past about 10 feet. So I step up and sink my 3-putt. She looks at her putt and blows it by another 2 feet and ends up putting it in for a 4 putt. She still beats me. She gets a 4. I actually double with the 6. So once again, she's up 3 on me through 3 holes on the back 9. Hole 13 is a 200-yard par 3 with some pretty hard left to right wind. The whole green's kind of surrounded by bunkers and then the sand and rock area. And just like today has been, it's been a terrible day. I fanned this one so far right. I have to end up putting the camera down and going out to hit my ball. I wish the audio was working so I could talk through a little bit of my shots, but was right in the rocks behind the sand and hit a 60 degree, which probably was a half swing, and I was only 10-15 yards off the green, but it went nowhere, so it ended up going a little short, but put it back in for a double again. So back-to-back doubles. This round is not going how I thought. My sister once again won that one. Hole number 14 is a par 5, 550 yards with a wash about 310 out. Wind is directly behind me, and I wail on a driver and end up carrying the wash and have about a 7-iron in. I hit a pretty good 7-iron from about 200 yards with the wind behind me. It just leaked on me into the sand on the right backside of the green. Hit a great bunker shot to about 10 feet and really need to make this putt with how my sister's been putting herself. Liz has about a 50-footer at the top of the hill. This is a pretty big hill in front of her that goes pretty quick downhill. And she ends up leaving the first one about 20 feet short, 30 feet short. And her next one ends up still being about 3 or 4 feet short, which she actually flies that one by and ends up putting her putt in for a 4. So I have a birdie putt coming up that will be my first tie of the match. Step up, and it's a little left to right breaker downhill, and I finally make a good putt. Hole 15 is a par 3, 150 yards. This one is into the wind, and I pull out an 8-iron, and once again leave it very high up in the air and fan it right into the rocks. Liz places her ball at the front of the green, which leaves her about a 70 or 80 foot putt up the hill. She ends up hitting an all right first putt. She leaves it short, but it is into the wind uphill, and she's never really putted before. So second putt, she actually sticks it to about a foot and ends up getting a 3 on this hole. So I have to get up and down from par just in time. I hit out of the rocks from what I thought was actually a really good shot, but it caught the rough and it was short. So stepped up to the third shot and was trying to make the chip and put it a little past, but ended up tapping it in for bogey. Liz is now 5 up on me. My 9-month pregnant sister has already secured the victory. She is 5 up through 15 with 3 to play, and she is not slowing down. Her putting's been pretty great all day. Hole 16 is a short par 4, about 310 yards, and I pulled out my driver and hit a great one right down the fairway. I think I left myself about a 60 or 70 yard shot into the green. This 60-yard shot was directly into the wind, but ended up sticking a 60 degree to about 15 feet. No surprise here, I put Liz about 60 feet away from the pin, all the way on the backside of the green, and pretty steep downhill, and she actually does not hit a great first putt. She leaves herself about 10 feet back up the hill, sloping to the right, steps up to the second putt and just nails it and really puts a dagger in my heart. But let's be honest, today hasn't been great and she's been putting well, so she is once again up 6 through 16. I was right behind Liz and had about a 15-foot putt left to right breaker and ended up leaving it a little short. I think it would have missed on the low side. 17 is a 420-yard par 4. Hit a great drive with the wind behind us to the right side and had about 60, 70 yards in. Thought I hit a great shot right over the pin, but with the wind behind us, I went long again. So I left myself with a pretty gnarly chip. I picked the chip clean, exactly what I wanted to do, but it caught the fringe and kicked left instead of forward. Liz had another 70-foot putt from the back of the green down the slope to the front of the green and she actually needed to hit about a 30-foot putt before it goes down the green, but she only hit about a 15-20 footer first, and then ended up leaving her second one even short of the hill. She was laughing about it, ended up putting her third one down close to the pin. I had about a 30-foot downhill putt with a little right-left break, and I thought I had a pretty good putt. It ended up going about 5 feet past the hole. I walked up to the putt and actually sank it coming back. Gave my sister the putter, and she flew that putt right past the hole. So we both bogeyed. I got a 5. She got a 5 as our second push of the day, but she still is up a hefty amount on the mat. Hole 18 is a tough par 4 with water on the right, and the fairway gets really thin. Wind is behind us, and I absolutely smoke a drive down the middle of the fairway. If the wheels haven't fallen off already on this round, well, watch this next shot. Ended up chunking it and hurting my shoulder. Luckily, the ball did not go in the water. I had about another 70 yards and hit the ball over the pin, but had to laugh at how bad this round has been with all my chunks, and the wind has played a big factor. Might be one of the longest putts of the day for Liz. Pins all the way on the right side. She drops her ball to the left and has about a 80-90 footer uphill hard break to the left, and leaves her first one very short. Probably has another 50 feet and leaves that one short about 10 feet. I walked to the back of the green and hit an all right putt. I thought it was downhill, but the wind was blowing into me. Left it about 4 feet short, walked up and sank the putt, luckily, and ending a terrible round of golf. But Liz walks up and drains her 3-putt. Probably would have flew into the water if the pin didn't catch it. I really appreciate everybody watching this back nine, even though the golf wasn't great. My sister putted very well, 9 months pregnant, walking the course with me, making some putts, and really we all enjoyed ourselves. So really appreciate everybody following, liking, subscribing. All the next videos are going to have volume. I made sure I'm testing it as we record, but thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, let me know if there's anything else you want to see. Thank